I have a bunch of these rocks. They were given to me by Steve. Steve was a guy I met, maybe 30 plus years ago. Unfortunately, all his smoking got to him, but he used to own property up above Nevada City, and he would harvest lumber, but he had these rocks. The elevation is probably 3,000 and 4,000 feet. So these granite, when they get wet and freeze, they flake off like this. And Steve and I, one of the few people that were friends that were always trying to find a way to make money. Well, he has some railroad track from the gold mining days on his property, so he took those and had it cut, and he thought he would sell it. Well, it didn't sell very well. Anyway, these rocks, we thought maybe something will happen. Well, it's been 30 years sitting around my property, and finally, I think we might have a solution here. You know, I've been working on the root over rock. Well, I was thinking, what if we took a plant and put it in through here, so you'll straddle this. You know how you see plants growing out of crevices, right? That was the concept behind this. So if that happens, we'll put this in a shallow tray, and it might look interesting. So anyway, this is the first of the ones that I started. Okay, this is the second one, and basically the same idea. See if we could put it in the crevice. So this will also go into a shallow bonsai pot. Probably this side be the front, huh? Maybe something sticking out of there. I don't know. This is something that I came up with just this morning. Well, I've been thinking about how can I use all these rocks? Well, Steve brought me a whole pickup truckload, so I have a bunch of them sitting around. So anyway, I'm thinking, okay, this might work. Oh, about the time I got finished with the second one, I texted Dale, and I usually run some new ideas past him. Well, in Chuck, when he used to be around, but unfortunately he passed, right? But anyway, so, and he gets all excited. Well, he is a Karate Kid fan. I guess that's what got him started in the bonsai in the first place. But he sent me a clip of the third one where Daniel-san and his girlfriend go down and pick up a bonsai off the cliff. Well, this one here, you see there's a crevice in there, so I think we might be able to do it that way, right? So you see maybe the potential in the future. So after I watched the clip, I watched those movies, but I didn't remember that much. Well, anyway, so I tried to create with a pocket. So this one here, I'm thinking the soil go all the way up to here, and then the bonsai in that area, right? So I think that might work. And the more I think about it, if I could make it so that these are independent and we don't need to put it in a bonsai pot, it would be much better, right? Well, especially now that we're having a tough time getting bonsai pots. So anyway, can you see the potential in here? Right about in here. And then we could mount it, so actually there'll be quite a bit of soil in there. That's not going to be the problem. But what we need is something with a small root ball, but a fairly mature looking plant, right? So if we get like a 10-year-old tree, then you'll have a big root ball. But you know those cuttings that I've been taking? Like the ginkgo won't work because of the texture. But the boxwood and the olives, you know, I have some with very large trunk that is only about 2 or 3 years in training. Well, because I took off large branches, right? So can you imagine being in there? So this concept here, it will be identical to the shohings, putting a fairly large, not large, but old material in a small space. So I'm thinking of doing that in the near future. See, and then gotta make sure that we have drainage. This one slopes that way, so it'll drain out. See, so, and it's fairly stable. We have this one with the flat bottom. So this is my number 4. Now I'm being gutsy. There are going to be some technical issues here holding these two together, but also it's going to require quite a bit of bonsai knowledge to get something to survive in that pocket there. So anyway, this is my number 5. Well, today is getting very hot, so at least the motor is setting up very quick. So anyway, I have these projects, and I think I'm gonna have to get down. Well, I'm gonna have to let all this dry for about a week, make sure everything is nice and dry so it does not fall apart. But the next challenge is, how can I make all these work? But luckily for me, I have a lot of those very large trunk, but small, because they were just rooted cuttings from like 2 to 3 years from ago. So anyway, this is what I do when I'm bored. But I think it's going to be kind of an interesting field right here. So I'll get to the next stage. I'll get at least 2 or 3 of them planted, and so that you'll have an idea where I'm going with this. Anyway, so this is Hiro saying, hopefully this will turn into something new and exciting. So stay tuned. I guess this is another one of the Ishizukuri, right? Because it's rocks, made with rocks. Ishizukuri, made with rocks. Okay, see you again real soon.